Class 11 entitled Producing Documents. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about processing documents in Casemap. Up to now we've talked about how to import documents, specifically PDFs, into Casemap. It's important to remember that, as Professor Cialino talked about last time, that documents are but one type of object in Casemap. In addition to documents, you can also have people as objects, or organizations. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to add detail to these objects. And finally, we'll talk about how to use Casemap filters. As you recall, we talked about constraining all of our information into some type of PDF and then putting it in either the Pleadings folder, the Documents folder, or the Legal Research folder. But for now, let's just talk about the Documents folder and the documents that we've imported in there from last time. When we say we import a document into Casemap, basically we're just saying we're linking to it within Casemap. Now the trick, after linking to it, is to add details. But really the first step is to give each one of our documents a unique name. We need for each document to have a unique name to maintain consistency throughout Casemap. It wouldn't be useful if John Jones was spelled one way and then it was spelled a different way and we had two different John Jones but they referred to the same person. So the key is to have each object have a unique name. That's the short name. When you first start working with a case in Casemap, you probably aren't going to have many objects defined. So the trick is to learn how to use the shortcut so you can do this quickly on the fly as you're working within Casemap. Here we are in the Documents table of Casemap, and you'll see that for the Arthur Jackson deposition, no author has been listed yet. So we need to enter an object here. So let's hit Control B, and this will pop up a window that will show us person. We say fine, we type in Arthur Jackson's name, and then we hit the tab key and we see that it's entered Jackson A as the short name. We click OK. Having defined Jackson's name, we can now go and start typing the short name. So as soon as we type the first three letters, we get a pull down menu and we select the short name from the list. Now for each of our documents we're going to have to code in the dates for the documents. The first trick is to find the document date, and we're going to do this by using the pull up the PDF document. So we click on the little link bar over on the left, and we pull up the PDF document for a particular document listed in Casemap. That pulls up Acrobat. Now within Acrobat we adjust the view so that we can see better and see, and we just page along until we find a date in the document. Here the date is going to be at the very end of the document. So we highlight that date, we see what it is, and now we can go and code it into Casemap. So here in the date field we just enter 11/18/07, or you can type in 2007, and you hit the spacebar, and as soon as you do, it identifies the date. Another important thing to keep track of in your documents is which documents are privileged. Attorney-client privilege, work product privilege, etc. So there's a field for this in Casemap, and all you have to do is select the documents that match that criteria, and then later on you'll be able to filter them. Let's say that among these documents the report of David Pincus down here was a privileged document. So in the privileged column we're going to select from among these choices here. Let's just say that this is attorney work product. Now let's talk about how to create a privilege log from within Casemap. You will have to have Microsoft Word installed on your computer in order to do this. Okay, so from within Casemap, under the Document Previewer tab, you click on the Create a Privilege Log button. Click Next and select which types of documents you want to be in the privilege log. We'll go through a series of dialog boxes and convert the documents into a Microsoft Word document. Once it's finished, it will open the document up in Microsoft Word and you'll have your privilege log all prepared. This is an example of a privilege log I created in one of my cases, so this is not from the Flinders case. Okay, now let's talk about using Casemap to manage legal research. First thing is you're going to want to get all of your cases in PDF format. Once you have them in PDF format, you're going to import them into Casemap. And you're going to import them into the authorities table. So here we are in the fact table view in Casemap. Now let's navigate over to the authorities table, where you see that you can enter case name, jurisdiction, type, citation, description, and so forth. So the way we're going to get our cases in is, as we said, we're going to import the PDFs into Casemap so that there are links within Casemap to each case. Once we start the importer, we simply click and navigate to the folder where the PDFs are located, which in this case is going to be within the legal research folder. Next, we specify which spreadsheet we want to send them to, and here we're going to say that we want to send them to the authorities table. We click that, click Next. There's nothing to do here, just click Next, and you'll see that the PDFs have been imported with the file name put into the full name field. So let's open up this Adams and Reese case, take a look at it, adjust the view a little bit to make it easier to view, and you'll see that from within here we could make whatever comments we want using Acrobat. So using the highlighting tool within Acrobat, you can highlight text that you find is important in the case. You should also issue tag the cases as you read them. So as we read the case, we should decide which issues the case relates to, and we just check this box here in the issue field for Casemap. You can also mark up your cases using the typewriter tool in Acrobat. So just go up to the Tools menu, choose Typewriter, slide over, pick Typewriter, and at this point you have an insertion point that you can click anywhere into the document to begin typing whatever you want to highlight into the document. And of course, within Casemap, once you finish reading the document, you can type something into the description field that summarizes what the case was about. At this point, you may be asking yourself a question. Why spend so much time reviewing and coding documents within Casemap? First of all, if you do it properly, you'll only have to review any given case law or document once. But the best reason is that a systematic review means that you have increased focus on the documents as you go through them. You're more likely to spot issues as you read the cases or the pleadings. And you can make note of questions in Casemap, which, as Professor Cialino told you, is sort of a to-do list within Casemap. The trick with Casemap in doing your review is to do it efficiently. There are some tricks that you need to know about in using Casemap to make your review efficient. Obviously, opening up each PDF individually isn't going to cut it. So from within Casemap, you choose Review PDFs. The dialog box will give you the option of selecting to begin with the last set of reviewed PDFs, so you can pick up from where you left off before, or you can start someplace new. So here we'll see that we have the choice of choosing documents or even authorities if we want to review the cases that we imported into Casemap. Any kind of object can be reviewed systematically from within Casemap. Just choose Next. It'll pop up the documents that we're going to review, and then you can start going one by one reviewing the documents and making notes about them. Each time you choose to review, Casemap will pull up a dialog box. You can enter the date of the document, some fact text, choose a source, you can link it to issues and so forth. But here we're going to type in a brief fact text description, and we're going to bop over and see that when we get into Casemap in the fact section, this has been imported into Casemap, and it's been linked to that document that we just reviewed. So we use this process to continue to review all of the documents. We'll just click on the Next button, it'll pull up the PDF. We click on the Casemap button, enter whatever text and facts we want to enter for that particular document, and so on. So we can easily go from document to document without having to individually open up each PDF in a cumbersome manner. Okay, so that concludes the class on processing documents in Casemap. In the next class, Professor Ciolino is going to get into more detail on using Casemap to organize people, issues, and questions.